Hey everybody, Tony Mejia here for Wager Talk, welcoming you into this Week 10 Ratchet play. And let's get this out of the way from the jump. The Bears and the Lions are playing this week, and they obviously could be the Ratchet play since they're scoring off as 6 loss teams in the NFC North. And we know how bad they have been over the years. However, Justin Fields comes off his best game as a pro. Well, we all saw it, and the Lions made Dan Campbell cry in beating the Packers. So we'd have no heart if we use them. Besides, we can use the rematch on January the 1st if there are no other candidates. And we have a much better option to pick on, and that's a team that has foiled our Ratchet play last week. And first of all, we're mad at the Jaguars because they foiled it 2 weeks in a row. They lost a lead in London to the Denver Broncos. And then last week we faded them, and they managed to come back from 17-0 down against the Raiders, and we're furious with the Raiders. We're going to throw them right back into the Ratchet pot as they host the Colts at the Death Star, and the Ratchet play is frankly 5-4 instead of 6-3 because of them and because of Josh McDaniels, who squandered the third lead of 17 points or more this season that the Las Vegas Raiders have had, and he's now fumbled away 3 massive leads in the first 8 games of his tenure with the Raiders, when the franchise had 5 such blown leads of 17 points or more in the first 61 years of their existence. So clearly it's Josh McDaniels' problem, but we're going to go right with them to beat the Colts, because the Indianapolis Colts did something even more crazy this week in hiring Jeff Saturday from a consultant's job and obviously his on-air gig at ESPN to head coach, because they fired Frank Reich and they're fresh off a disappointing performance. They did this even with Gus Bradley and John Fox on the staff. And it really does seem like they've thrown in the towel really early this year. And mind you, injuries have been a huge issue. Matt Ryan wasn't what they anticipated him being. Sam Allinger takes over as quarterback. They've had Jonathan Taylor out most of the way. So it's been a really disappointing season for the Colts. And it looks like they're tanking to me. So we have to ride with the Raiders, especially since Davante Adams was so angry by the way that Las Vegas blew that lead last week, leading 17-0 with Adams dominating the entire Jacksonville secondary and Derek Carr looking pretty solid in the second half. They decided to focus on running the football for whatever reason, and that's all due to McDaniels. I expect that this will be Las Vegas's best effort of the season. It better be. We've got the Colts coming off losses to the Tennessee Titans that they scored just 10 points in. The Washington Commanders at home, they lost 17-16. And then obviously last week, a 26-3 debacle at New England where they barely moved the football and looked inept. So no surprise that Reich is gone. It's just surprised that Saturday's in. And then he has to travel with a brand new team. I mean, he knows most of these guys. I'm not going to say that this can't work, but this shouldn't work this week. So we're going to ride the Raiders. They're dead to us if they don't prevail, but we're laying 6 at home. Litany of reasons why Jonathan Taylor may even play, but he's not 100%. Offensive line has been terrible. Shaquille Leonard not 100% to anchor their defense. We do like Max Crosby establishing a pass rush and getting to Ellinger. And hopefully Derek Carr figures some things out, because Josh Jacobs is playing great. And Davante Adams looks like he's ready not to have this first season in Las Vegas be wasteful. So here we go. Ratchet Super Bowl for the Raiders. Better take care of business. Lay the 6 points against the Indianapolis Colts. For Wager Talk, I'm Tony Mejia.